So for the topic for today is build an AI chatbot in 45 minutes. Yes, that's exactly what we are going to do today. Before you leave this class today, you are going to be equipped with what kind of software you're going to need to build a chatbot and what kind of information, how you are going to go about it, and how to build an AI chatbot for your website, for your business, for your clients in just 45 minutes. And you can take it to the next level after this class. This is just the foundational, but it's all that you need to know how to build a very good chatbot that responses to your clients or your customers' needs. And so let's dive in real quick. And as usual, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Eric Baykes, and I'm a former DevOps engineer. I also worked as a cloud architect. I also worked, some of my roles were software build and release engineer. So I've been in the trenches. I've been there, done that, and I'm now an AI consultant and a digital marketing expert. Sorry, I blend my IT skills with marketing skills to help my customers who are usually IT service providers, and I help these companies because I speak their language because I come from the IT background. Aside that, I'm also a life coach at Luminous Consciousness, and I help people who are stuck, people who want to explore more opportunities in the world, people who want to be more happy, and people who just need more in life. So, life coaching is not therapy, but it's more about what I have today and what I want tomorrow. So it's about now and the future. But anyway, this is beyond going into life coaching is beyond the scope of this presentation. But at the same time, I wanted you to know that you are in the right place. You have someone who helps businesses grow, and at the same time, someone who helps people who empowers people. And so you have two in one kind of a guy in your corner. So yeah, let's move on to the next slide. So for this the reason why I selected this topic is that a lot of people don't understand what is going on with the AI. And a lot of people think that AI is just a chatbot, right? Everybody thinks that ChatGPT is AI. When we talk about AI, that's what everybody thinks about. But it's more than that. AI goes beyond just a chatbot. A chatbot is just an interface that connects you to a repository or a database where a lot of information have been saved. And so once you type into that interface, you get a response from the database and you get a return, which is the information which have been saved in there. And so what's the reason why we want to have this is that a lot of businesses are losing clients, customers who are interested in your services, but they come there at the wrong time. And so they are not able to get what they need and they bounce off the website. And now this is costing a lot of money, lots of money to a lot of business owners. And so, if you can track your leads, if you can help your leads even when you are sleeping, then you stand a better chance of helping them, and that translates into revenue, right? Because if, say, somebody comes to your website, and we are in the United States, right? People in California are 3 hours behind us. So let's say, somebody wants something, they come to my website, it's 6 p.m. over here, it's 3 p.m. over there, right? They can leave their message, they can ask questions, book appointments, all those kind of stuff without talking to a human being. So that's the power of having a chat bot. Now, 67% of website visitors leave without taking an action. That is what I was just saying. A lot of people go to websites, they don't get what they want, and it's 10 p.m. at night, they cannot call, and so they say, I'm going to call tomorrow. Tomorrow, something comes up, they might see another company, and then they move on. People don't have the time. And so you as a business owner want to capture them. And also, this is not just for business owners. Those of you who are here who wants to start your own consulting businesses, freelancing and all that kind of stuff, social media management and all those things, you can use this feature in the tool to really help your customers. And so most businesses mislead during off hours. I've talked about that. And the traditional contact forms don't work these days. They convert only about 2 to 5%. So if you get 100 people hitting your contact us forms, only 2 to 3 of them will actually leave contact you. And guess what? You are even lucky if you get that, right? Because that time waits for no man these days. And guess what? Your competition is doing this. Your competition is always one step, two steps, three steps ahead of you. So you have to shine your eyes, excuse me, you have to shine your eyes and make sure that you are on top of your game. You know what is going on, you know what is trending, what customers are looking for, the direction of the market, and all those things. You don't just sit there and watch what is going on. You have to poke around and see how you can leverage whatever technology that is available for your business. And so if you are a content creator, if you are a service provider, any kind of business owner, if you don't have a chatbot on your website, you are missing out on a lot of leads. Now, it's not every website that needs that. Some of my websites don't need it, but every website must have one, you know. So that is that. Let's move on to the next um, slide. Now, what is a chat widget, right? Now, before we go into chatbots, you need to understand the basics. What is a chat widget? So I'm going to give you a textbook definition of what a chat widget is. A chat widget is a messaging interface embedded on your website that allows real-time conversation with your visitors. It can be automated with AI, which is what we are going to do today, and it can be handled by humans, and it works 24/7 to capture quality leads. Now, a messaging interface, which is, I mean, breaking the whole thing into bullet points, so that's fine. And the choice of software that I decided to go with is High Level, formerly known as Go High Level. And the reason why I love this CRM is because it's a suite of tools for just one low price of less than $100. And that is not just that, but all the tools communicate with each other. They are all integrated. So it's not like you have an email software here, you have a booking appointment software here, you have a calendar software here, you have all over things all over the place and they cannot communicate, right? You have everything under one hood. And so that is why we decided to go with Go High Level or High Level. And the reason is that I use this tool. I know it inside out. I've been using Go High Level since 2018, I believe 2018, 19-ish. Yeah. And so I've been using it for quite some time now and I know it inside out. Uh, I it's one tool that I will never trade any tool for. I mean, for as of now, you never know what's going to happen tomorrow in this AI revolution era. Um, so there are types of chat widgets. And so uh, people, there's a live chat where you have a live agent or a live bot on the website where they give real-time information. If you are lucky to get a human, then this human is going to interact with you real time. We have SMS and email chat widget, which is also same as real time. I mean, not real time, it's just like live chat, but it's a little bit delayed. You send email today, you can get a feedback tomorrow and all that kind of stuff. And these are used usually for large campaigns. Facebook Messenger can reach your customers anywhere they are, right? And you can integrate this chatbot at the back end of your Facebook. And so people can communicate with your Facebook. When they send a message, it can be replied automatically or manually. And so that is the power. Same with Instagram. You people can message you anywhere they are on the globe, and you can also message them back. Now, another chat widget that we have is voice AI, which is usually used for phone communication, right? An inbound call is where the AI receives the call and then act on the caller's instructions. When you have an outbound call or receptionist caller, then you have the company or the business calling the client based on their number or the kind of information that you've provided. If you are interested in learning about how to set up voice AI, inbound and outbound, you can drop it in the chat and say that I'm interested in voice AI. Um, and I will find time to give a live demo on about how to set it up, just like we are doing in this one. So if you want to see that live demo, type voice AI into the chat, and I will surely put it in my backlog and make sure that we have a demonstration about it. This is gonna happen anyways, but as to when it's gonna happen, I don't know. So if you can let me know, then I will be able to really bring it, up the backlog so that I can share it quickly. And then the next one is go high level. I mean, sorry, WhatsApp. WhatsApp is a global messaging platform, so it doesn't matter wherever you are in the world, you can reach people. And so, if you have WhatsApp integrated in your CRM, guess what? It doesn't matter whether the person is in India, in Nepal, in Papua New Guinea, or Comoros Island, wherever they are, you are going to reach out to them because it's their phone number, which is, you know, uh, um, connected by the WhatsApp layer. And so it doesn't matter. The same phone number, you can reach them anywhere they are. I mean, you know how to use it. So today we are going to focus on the AI chat widget because why? Because AI is where we are going, and we want to make sure that everything that we do, we have some traces of AI in there to make it easy to integrate with other software, to talk with other applications, that kind of stuff. So, yes, let's move on. And before, like I said, we're learning the basics. And so, when we say what is an AI chatbot, what do we mean? By definition, it's a software that stimulates human conversation using AI. So, get this in clearly, all these ones that we talked about, none of them is AI, with exception of this guy here. Now, live chat is not AI, email is not AI, Facebook is not AI. All these message chat widgets are not AI, right? The only one is the voice AI. And why do we call it yeah, and so once we have a AI chatbot, now it's a chat widget, but it has a layer of AI in there. And so it's a software that stimulates human conversation using AI, artificial intelligence, responds to questions instantly and intelligently, available 24/7 without breaks or time off. It doesn't sleep, operates without human intervention. And how it works. So, one, a visitor types in a question into the chatbot, which we're going to demonstrate. The AI understands the intent, and then the AI retrieves, relevant information pertaining to that question. And then AI crafts a natural response. And the conversation continues until the goal of the AI is achieved. So, yeah, I have a diagram of AI responding and a human responding, but um, let's move on. And so, when it comes to AI, there again, like there's so many misconceptions and misinformation and disinformation and what have you, right? And so we have to understand the basic stuff of what this is and what that is in order for us to really understand the big picture. Now, so we've talked about what a chatbot is. Now, when we talk about AI, like again, I'm not going to mince words. AI is not just a chatbot, okay? AI is more than that. Chatbot is just a small piece of it. It's a small section of what an AI is. And so that is the interface where you can get data from the repository or the database of the LLM, which is the large language module. And so when we talk about a chatbot, AI chatbot is simply giving you answers. It's question and answer, question, answer. How are you? I'm fine. What are you doing? I'm eating. It's back and forth, right? It's just definite back and forth. Now, when we talk about an AI agent is rather something like a human. It doesn't perform one task, right? A chatbot performs only one chat by answering questions. You ask it a question and then it answers you. But an agent will do more than that. It will answer the question and maybe go and set up an appointment and then respond to an email on your behalf and then save it on draft and then call your mom when it's her birthday. That's how an agent works. An agent is like a complete human that performs many different actions, right? And so capabilities of an AI agent makes decisions based on conversations, books appointment in your calendar, updates CRM records automatically, qualifies a lead with smart questions, routes to the right team member, follows automatically and proactively engages based on behavior. Now you can see the difference between a chatbot and an agent, right? Answers question, chatbot does, and that's the only thing it does. But the AI agent can do answer questions at the same time, take actions like what we just described up there, book appointment and update CRM. And so, yeah, we're going to learn how to build agents in our next, one of our next sessions. I cannot promise when. And for those of you who are already paying for this kind of service, I'm going to show you how much you are losing, every year if you are doing this with like full-time employees, right? And this is also going to tackle um, the opportunities. This is also going to talk about the opportunities which are available for those of us who want to go into freelancing, who wants to provide this kind of service as part of their agency services, right? And so for a traditional approach, human approach, if you have customer service, if you have people who serve you, if you have people who help your customers, customer service, in the United States, this is the hourly wage, right? And this will vary depending on where you live. It's between $15 to $22. Full time, they are working 4 hours, 40 hours a week, and so that equates to about minimum of 2,400. Some companies will give benefits, some won't. And so, for the sake of this demo, I'm going to even eliminate this now. But if you have an employee and you are paying them 2,400 for 10 months, that is 2,400 plus you add the extra almost 5,000 to it, right? That is a lot of money, right? That is the annual cost alone without, this is including the expenses here, but let's say it's 30,000 just for one person. Now multiply that if you need three full-time employees. And this might not be the case for all of you, right? All business owners. Some businesses are big and they have big books, they have a big uh, um, customer base, and so yeah, they will need about three. But mom and pop shops, small businesses here and there, you might need only one. But even if it's just one person, looking at one person, that alone, you can do the numbers that we have over here. And you can, the numbers don't lie, right? Let's assume that we are paying somebody $41, just using the minimum. We are paying somebody $41,000 every year. Guess how much without all these benefits, right? That's just one person. So you get the whole point. And also hiring an agency to build this, why you should build this for others, right? And the reason is that if you are a consultant, if you are a freelancer and you have this kind of service for your agency, or you are providing it to other business owners who are busy to do this by themselves, then this is roughly how much you'll be looking at, right? You'll be looking at initial setup alone, the strategy and planning. This is how much agencies charge. Don't I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. If I have to do this for a company, a big company, I can go and do this for up to about 5K or 10K, depending on the complexity, the workflows they need, and all that kind of stuff. But this is how much you can make if you master this small feature of go high level, right? If planning is about 500 to 1500, chat widget installation 800 to 2000, and this is all varies depending on the tool you are using, right? AI chatbot configuration, the CRM integration, and all that setup alone, yeah, that is around about right. This is about right. 3500, 2000, all the way to 10K, depending on the configuration you want. And also, there could be a retainer of 600 to 1,600 every month, right? And so, if you are providing this service, just see how much you can make from just one client, and how many can you make, how many new clients can you bring in every month if you are just doing the service alone for people? And people think that, oh, this is only one small service. Yeah, if you can specialize in this and this is all that you provide for companies, this will be your specialty. And so, niching down and grabbing one aspect of a tool or a service and doubling down on it to become an expert in that space is crucial for every business. You need to be an expert in one area, not a generalist. Okay. And so, year one, this is what is going to happen. Year one total is around 1100 to 1400. I mean, 11,400 to 29,200. This is how much people are spending with agencies. And so the downside of this is that with agency, I'm going to speak for the client and I also speak for the customer. And so if you are learning to run an agency to provide this service, then this is good for you. But at the same time, for somebody who is a business owner who can do this, right? If they can do it, then this is, if they cannot do it, this is what is happening, right? They don't own the system. They are dependent on them for changes. Monthly fees continue forever, right? And communication delays, additional charges for extras. So it's better to have your own tool or to have someone in-house who can do this, especially if you are spending more money on this. But if you are not and you are still a business owner, guess what? You still need a chatbot on your website. And you can hire us to do it for a fraction of these fees that people are charging, or you can do it yourself, because I'm going to show that in a minute. And then you can do it yourself with Go High Level. And why should we get Go High Level CRM? Because the chat widget is unlimited, AI bot is unlimited, CRM unlimited, calendar appointment, email and SMS automation, pipeline management, funnel builder, reporting and analytics, mobile app included, website builder, reputation management. All of this plus the AI chatbot I'm talking about. All of this are in the same tool. And you are only paying $97 for it, right? The annual cost is that. Or you can set it up, we can set it up for you for a fraction of the fees that we charge. But that is not the goal here. The goal is to equip you to be able to do this yourself. Okay. So let's move on. Now let's compare apples to apples, right? Annual cost, like we did, human support, that is very expensive. It's between 118 to $178,000 in a year, right? Depending on how many people you are hiring. It's not going to be the same for all people, but I see these numbers all the time. It's not something that cannot happen. And also, you can do this yourself with Go High Level, as I'm about to show you, and you can set up rolling in less than 45 minutes. And yes, so now when you do this, you are saving a lot of money, and you are also bringing value to your business or to your business clients and what have you. And this tool pays for itself quickly, right? If you are a service business, if you close one business deal, every client, you have every 3 months, and the average client value is 1,500. And I'm not talking about you providing this service, but you providing any kind of service, right? If you can use this to get one customer, because everything is automated in the back end, booking appointment, scheduling calls, and all that kind of stuff. If you can use this app in Go High Level to make one client that pays you 1,500 in a month, and you can get these clients, three of these clients every month, guess how much you'll be making, right? Scenario two, if you are consulting or you are a coach, you can book 2 discovery calls per month. Your close rate is 25% or more, right? And look at the numbers. You close 6 clients per year, and that's at 3,000 each. Annual additional revenue is 18K, and you got it. I'm not gonna go into that. Running out of time. But key benefits of the AI chatbot is that you have real-time support. Customers love this. Increased conversions. If you are responding to clients or customers fluidly without any delays, they know that your customer service is great, and that leads to more leads and obviously more revenue, more closes, higher efficiency, global coverage. You are servicing the whole world 24/7 because your chatbots don't sleep. It's cost effective. It's only $97 in a month, as opposed to paying about $200, $300, $500, 650 retainer for someone doing just this for you, right? Just this part. And you get better engagement because it's coming from AI, improved experience from your customers, and data insight. You are tracking everything. You have visibility into everything, and all this for the fraction of the price. Increased conversations. We talked about proactive engagement, guided journey, instant answers, and capture before they exit. This is the sweet sauce, right? This is their bread and butter here. Capture before they exit, before any client or any lead leaves your website, unless of course they are not looking for that information. But before they get any information, you are going to capture their phone number, their name, and email address. That is a non-negotiable, and you can reach out to them later, business hours, and say, hey, we saw you asking these questions, where all your questions answered, blah 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 blah. This leads to higher conversions, right? So you increase lead capture between 20 to 40% increase. What does this mean to you in your business? 20 to 40% increment in leads. That is a lot of customers coming to you, right? 20% reduction in bounce rate. meaning that if you send people messages and text messages and emails, you are going to reduce the bounce rate because now they have interaction with you. They kind of have a rapport with you. They know you, right? And then you book more appointment. You are booking 2 to 3, 4 times appointment than usual. And now this is demo time, which everybody, I believe, is waiting for. And this is where we take action and we don't just talk about theoretical concepts, right? This is where we walk the talk. We talk about, we do what we said we were going to do. And this is where we practice what we preach. Every tool I'm using here, everything I'm saying here is exactly what I do for myself, for my business, and also for my clients. And this is where the tie meets the road, right? Let's get down and do things. This is where we get our feet wet. And so let's go and get our hands dirty. This is what we do. Now let's go and start the demo right away. What's my demo script? So for today, we are going to look at how overview of chat widgets, right? Which I talked about, and we are not going to spend more time on that. And so if I go here and I go to my chat widget, I go to, so if you go to your go high level, you make sure that you select your, I believe some of you have go high level now. A couple of people made purchases. A lot of you guys are on the trial and great for doing that, signing up. Test the tool out. If you are not impressed, you can always leave it. If you are impressed with it, then stay with it and use it to make your business better. And so if you go into your sub account, you select your company, and then over here on the left hand side navigation bar, you have sites. This is where you have your funnels, websites, and blogs, and all that kind of stuff. So under chat widget, you click on chat widget and you are going to see all the chat widget. Now, let me show you all the chat widgets we mentioned, right? We talked about all in one, I mean, email and SMS chat. We have the live chat, which we talked about, Facebook chat, Instagram chat, WhatsApp chat, and the AI voice chat, right? Now, all in one chat means that it kind of consolidates all these chat apps and put them in one. So when you select this, it's like you've selected all the 6 other chatbots. So understand the difference between the chat widgets, right? We have the SMS chat widget, and it's very important you understand this so that when you are building a workflow or you are building a chatbot, you know how to use them. Okay. And so these are all the chats. So if I want to create one, I can create one like this, and then I will name it here. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to name it like demo and chat, demo chat, whatever. Now, why do we name this? We name this because once we set up our chatbot, once we set up our chatbot, we are going to connect it to this interface. This is, remember, this is your interface. So if you have a chatbot and you connect this to the interface, all the conversations coming from live, from SMS, from voice, everything is going to go through here. So any channel that this customer or lead is coming from will be captured and sent to you. And this is how this will look like on your website, right? You come here and then, it asks you, how do you want to communicate? Via chat, via email, via voice? Do you want to call us? Do you want to chat with your Facebook app, or you want to chat with Instagram? So these are the things that bring the conversation in there. Now, I am not going to create this one, and so I'm going to go back, but you know how to create a chat widget. And this can, I can go into edit and I can say that, okay, I want this to be only SMS. So I can remove all these guys, and then I will leave this guy alone. Okay, the live is default, so I will leave I will leave this alone, and then my that would be my chat. The widget. The widget is just the interface that is going to download information from the repo. So don't let this confuse you. It's a little bit confusing, but don't worry, you are going to know the difference. So this is just the chat widget. Now on the same side, you go to your company, you on the left hand side, and just before site we have AI agents, right? And so I'm going to give you a tour. Let me check overview of AI agents. Yes, and so AI agents we have two, right? We have the voice, and which I explained to you, the inbound and outbound. They make calls. They are just for dialing, calling, or you calling, and they respond. That is something that I said I'm going to go over with you guys in one of our sessions. Let me know. And you have the conversation AI. Now, the conversation AI, go high level calls it conversation AI, is the same as a chatbot. So don't let this name confuse you. Conversation chat AI means a chat AI, or an AI that has the capability to chat. And the voice is for inbound and outbound calls. And so for this particular demo, we are not going to deal with voice AIs because yes, we are not talking about phone calls. We will do that in another session. But this is just for the chat. And so when we come to the conversational AI, we have Agent Studio. Now, as you remember, I explained to you what an agent is. An agent is an AI that can perform multiple actions, right? It's not just one, but it can perform multiple actions, and that is an agent. And so this is where you create your agents, and we are going to have a demo session about creating agents as well. And so, yeah, this is where you create the agents, and this is where you have your voice AIs, and then you come here, you can create your agents, right? So you can come here and then create. Now you can create from the marketplace. Look at demos, I mean, templates that people have used before, or you can create it from the scratch. I'm not going to go into this because it's going to create a lot of confusion. Conversation AI, this is where you set up the chatbot, right? Okay, we're going to come back to this place. Knowledge base. Now, knowledge base, as I told you, every chatbot is connected to a database, a module that has tons, billions and billions and billions of information. And that is where they get their knowledge from. And so if you are a business, your business knowledge, I mean, the knowledge base for your chatbot is going to be your business, your website, your FAQs, those kind of stuff, right? And then agent template, which is something that we're going to talk about in our future demos when we talk about agents. And then also content AI, where you use the AI to create content. This is not, is beyond, it's not beyond, but this is not part of the scope today. So now that I've given you a tour of the AI agent, you see it on the left hand side, and then you getting started. If you don't know or you don't understand, it walks you through. So as I said, it has excellent customer support. Agent Studio, Voice AI for inbound and outbound, Conversation AI, which is for your chatbot. And then knowledge base is where you keep your information. So now let's go. Let me follow the demo. Create a knowledge base or repo for the chatbot. So now we are going to, before you can create a chatbot, where is it going to get its information? So the first thing you want to do is to create a knowledge base. Now, a knowledge base, you can create any kind of knowledge base you want. And so you go here, you create a knowledge base, and then you name it. So let's say demo knowledge base, right? For short. And then I can put a description. This is just for demo. All right. And then I will create it. Now, once I create this, it has different sources, right? This tab will show you all the all your different sources. So you can add web crawler where it scrapes your website, FAQs, your FAQs, your tables. You have spreadsheet, or there are certain things that you think that you want to give to your customers, your leads, certain questions and all that kind of stuff. You can add tables here, rich text, just normal text message, like in a form of a letter or Word document. You can copy and paste it here. If you want to upload files, you can upload files. Whatever file you want to upload, you can upload it here. And so most of the common ones a lot of people use is the web crawler. Now, what is a web crawler? A web crawler is a device or a tool that scrapes a website. And so you put in the URL, and then it goes into that URL or that domain and scrapes everything. Now, as you can see here, I would say add source, right? If I add source, it will ask me which of the sources do I want to add, and I want a web crawler. And so there are three options you can pick from here. You have the exact URL. That's if you are providing only one website, right? You have all URLs with the path, and then you can specify that path. All URLs within this domain. I usually use this one because I have subdomains, I have different forward slash, different pages, right? And they are all informational stuff. And so when I give it like, okay, www.BayksCloud.consultants.io, any website that contains this, or any URL that contains this BayksCloud is going to be pulled. Is going to be pulled, and the data is going to be extracted. As you can see here, I'm not going to do this. I've done this already. So I'm going to show you how it looks like when it's done. And so over here, you see my website info. This is where this is how I named it, right? Knowledge base, BayksCloud website info. Now, if I come to web crawler, you can see how many. I have 8 different links, right? And this applies to all my websites, right? Terms and conditions. If you ask about my terms and conditions, my privacy policy, our services, the homepage, this is the funnel, the lead, contact us, information, whatever, the case studies and all that. So as you can see here, it has trained the chatbot on all this. So for this particular chatbot, it's not going to be like the chatbot on ChatGPT where you have access to the whole world information. This chatbot is connecting to this database on my website. And also over here, I have, I have FAQs, frequently asked questions, right? And so, do you have training? Uh, do you require long-term contracts? And then we answer. Do you require long-term contracts? No, we offer both project-based and blah 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 blah. So these are questions that clients sometimes they want to even ask before they come and talk to you. And it's also good so that you can filter out people you don't need, because you don't want somebody to come and waste your time and book an appointment all because they wanted to know just this very question. They could have gotten it from the website. So this is FAQs. If you have tables, you can add a source. If you have a document, you can add, and you can always add knowledge base, and you can share it among different chatbots, right? And so I created this chatbot, and so now the knowledge base is ready. Let's see what we can do for the chatbot, right? Now train the chatbot, right? The chatbot is being trained as soon as we upload it into the knowledge base. And so the chatbot, you can also do it from here. Let's do this. Let me um, conversational AI. Agent list. Yeah. So on the conversational AI link, right? If you go to that dashboard, there's a dashboard which gives you like the metrics for a particular day or time or the channels that you want to select, whether you want to go with just one particular channel or all of them. You select your date and then you select what kind of agent, right? So as you can see here, if here is your agent list. Now, the agent list, there, I have two, right? This one is just for my website, for general information. So there are two main things that chatbots, AI chatbots do on websites. One is to answer general questions, customer service questions, general stuff. And then the second one, if you are like me, or let's say a barber or someone who owns a salon, or maybe a coach or something like that, you want people to book an appointment, to schedule an appointment on your calendar. And so that's me. And so I have an appointment setter chatbot, right? This appointment setter, this will answer general questions on the website, how soon can we see results, all those kind of general stuff. And then once this person starts to ask about appointment and all that kind of stuff, it will trigger this appointment setter. Now, if this appointment setter is just by itself, so this is how we set it up, right? You go into, let's go back to agents. We come to agent. Let me refresh. Come to agent, right? And yes, so yeah, we set up the bot just like we did with creating the widget. Why is this not changing? Oh gosh. All right. So over here, we go to the conversation AI. Your agent list is here. This is where you see all your agent. One is the primary one, and then the other one is not the primary. So the primary one, it's like the main one that connects everything and communicates with all the other bots, right? So if somebody is here and they want to book an appointment, this is going to transfer this into that agent, which is the AI bot, right? And so let's go inside and see how this bot works. So you can create it just the same way as I told you. You go there and then you do create a new uh, agent and then you name it. And so here is where you name it. I can name it any name I want. I can set it as primary or not. This one is not primary because the primary one is what I have on my main website that takes all the questions and all that kind of stuff. And over here, these are the, once you set it up, you can turn it off. Suggestive, it kind of suggests. I don't prefer using this because now it can hallucinate easily, right? And so I use autopilot, which checks the database and gives that information. Now, if we come down here, we can say that, okay, wait 2 seconds before responding to every question. Maximum messages a bot can send in a conversation. I set it up to 75. This allowed the bots to respond to images and voice notes. You can, you know, type, I mean, turn them on. I don't use that. Send bot to sleep when I send a message manually or through the workflow. I leave it that, right? And then you can check how much this is going to cost you, which is a few pennies on the dollar. Um, Now, if we go to bot trial, this is where you train the bot, and you train the bot for free. And this training is just to make sure that you are training the bot to answer the questions that you put in the chat. And so, if I want to train the bot, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to select um, the knowledge base. This is the knowledge base in the system, right? And I want to find out if it really knows things that I told it to say. So, in order to train the bot, this is what you do. You ask this question: what is the name of this business? So I ask it, and let's see if it's going to answer. So it takes 2 seconds before it answers. And the name of this business is BayksCloud Consultant. Just to get started, what should I call you? Right? Right there, it's taking my name. So Eric, I will say no, test or demo. My name is demo. And then it's gonna ask me again, what is the best email address? Now, guys, watch here. This is very important. Demo@yahoo.com. I'm giving fictitious stuff, right? This is this is very important, and this helps you to capture, as I said, leads that you weren't able to talk to, or it was late in the evening and so you weren't able to get their information. Now when you wake up the next day, you're going to have all this information. So it's saying that thanks for providing your phone number. Demo, right? My name is Demo. You or someone from your company showed interest in our offer. Get 30 new B2B clients for your MSP in 90 days, right? And so this is how I configured it in the back end. So every time that this gets the whole thing right, what you want to do is that you say, yes, this thing got it right. And so you are feeding back to the AI to let it know that it's doing well, it's answering the questions right. I've trained this to a point that it knows. So this training doesn't cost you money. This is how you train your bot. And you can come here, and if you have 20 different knowledge bases, you can put all of them in there, right? You are not limited to just one knowledge base. So that is how you can do that. And so let's save this for now. I will go to the brand voice, and the brand voice is pretty much your business, right? Your phone number, the website, your availability, 10 to 5 p.m. EST for me, tone of voice, it's professional. The bot goals is what do you want the bot to do. So for me, my two chatbots. One is general, which answers general questions, and the other one is called it's the appointment setter. So that one books only appointment. That one books only appointment, and the bot goes. You can use templates or you can use build it from the scratch. This one I used a guided um, prompt where I'm gonna show you that where it gives you placeholders to fill your information and uses that to create a prompt in the backend to run stuff. Or you can go by providing your own custom prompt, or you can use an advanced way. Now I use the advanced method to do this, but if you are starting out and you don't know what you're doing, you go with the guided one, which I'm going to show you in a minute. So here I'm using the the advanced one, and I can add more questions if I want. And so the first question it asks and the follow-up questions after it asks all the names, this is you or someone in your organization, saw our ad and interacted with our blah blah. You can say whatever that applicable to you. You can add more questions, and then I say that yes, I want this to be an appointment, so you can set it on or off. I want this to be an appointment booking, and I want this to take it from my discovery appointment funnel, because I have different calendars, right? Same with this, same to go high level. You have I have AI discovery appointment, client onboarding, reschedule. So I pick the right calendar for the appointment. And then once that person books the appointment, I have a workflow that I put them into by sending them educational materials, sending them reminders of their meetings, and anything that will help this person to show up in the meeting and also to close the sale. right? And so this is how you link it to automation. And you can automate this as many times as you want, and you can add it to another bot to trigger a new event, and you can do it can go on and on and on and on, and you can add additional instructions here, right? Here, the goal behind this conversation, and it's already selected because I select the appointment. I turn the appointment on. Right there, it makes this, the goal is to get the customer to book an appointment. Now, some people can distract the AI, tell the AI some unnecessary stuff, jokes, and all that. The AI is going to come back to make sure that it stays professional and try to get in the appointment. Now, we are on top of the hour, which is 12 o'clock or 5 o'clock p.m. GMT for those of you in, in UK and in some parts of Africa. Um, you can jump off, but I still have about 15 more minutes to share the rest of this slide to complete it. And so if you can stay, I will appreciate you staying because you're going to get a ton of value from this last part. And I'm going to take not more than 10 minutes to wrap this up. And so that is that for you. And this is the dashboard where you see everything going on. We've talked about the additional information where you give it specific instructions, where you can enter some messages here. And then you can also, if you remember one of our classes about prompt, you can set all the guidelines for the AI, maintain a casual, mirror the customer's language, avoid using emojis, avoid discussing the pricing of software. I added this yesterday because some people ask questions about how much is it, how much does it cost, and things that I wanted to say, things that I don't want it to say. So all these things are things that you can add to your bot, right? Now let's go to the creating of a bot. Okay, so let's go back here and then conversational AI. Yes. So when we come here, this is what I was talking to you about. If we want to create an agent, over here, we don't see the dashboard, we don't see our list of agents, right? But if you come here, every agent that we've created is here. So now the last part of this demo is to show you how to create that agent, the chatbot, right? The chatbot. So this is what I was talking about. If you want to create, you can select from a guided form setup, which is the forms you fill out, and then it creates a prompt in the back end for you for your business, whatever. It asks you a couple of questions, and then yeah, prompt based. This is where if you want to provide your own custom instruction prompt, this is what you use, right? And then a flow based builder. This is what I use because I understand this. But if you are starting out, you want to go with the guided form or the prompt based. And this is the one that I use. But let's for training sake, let's use this. Now, when you use this, these are pre-made, right? These are pre-made, and you can modify the prompt as well. And so when we come here, we have the general, right? Simplify customer interaction by answering common questions instantly. This part is perfect for handling FAQs, providing quick resolutions, and blah, 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 blah. There's appointment booking. There's a marketplace. Discover pre-built conversational templates in the marketplace. Get your AI. Now, this is for sale. So if you come here and you are looking for a template that has been built from the scratch already, yes, you can do. Some are for free, some are for sale. And so you look at it and then you look at your use case, right? If somebody is an agency owner, obviously I will look for the agency one and make sure that it's very close to my use case, and then I can tweak it here and there to fit mine. And if you want to start from scratch, you can do that. So for me, it's always about booking appointments, right? So I select this one here, and then it gives me that thing, and then I can name it again, demo, demo chatbot, and I can, turn it on here. I want this to be all chats, or maybe, just, um, let me see. I will leave it all the channels, business name, location. I'm going to leave this because that is my account. And so if you can put your business name, if you are not sure, you just to, or whatever business that you want to use, you can use this. And then, yeah, 2 seconds, 75, you leave everything here, and you save it, and pretty much that's it, right? And then you go to the bot training where you are going to. So let's save it, and then we go to the bot training, and then it's gonna ask us to select the knowledge base info. So we select our knowledge base, and then we go to save, and then we go to the bot goals. Now, the bot goals, this is very important here. There are two things, three things that about every bot, needs in order to be complete when it comes to working with chatbots. So, first of all, what is a bot goal? A bot goal defines the bot's personality, intent, and additional instructions to align with your business needs. Setting these parameters help the bot maintain the right tone and focus, whether resolving queries or generating leads. And this is very important because if the bot is not given a personality, an intention, and additional instructions, guess what? Somebody can come and mess up with the bot, right? Asking unnecessary questions, the questions about the weather and all that. If you don't have these guardrails there, the bot is going to be off, right? And so you want to make sure that you have guarded rails around this to protect yourself, to protect your business, and at the same time to protect other people, right? You don't want any kind of stupid lawsuit to come. And so you have this goals, right? And when it comes to a prompt, the prompt defines the bot's core behavior by combining its personality, intent, and additional information. This helps guide the bot's responses to ensure they align with your business needs and communication style. That is what I just explained earlier. And the personality is it determines the tone of the bot's response, such as friendly, professional, formal, to match your brand's communication style. That is the personality. And some examples of different personalities you can use for your conversation AI will be friendly, allow my responses to be casual and approachable, professional, business like, and reserved. Or you can say, you can blend all of this, depending on the context or the context of the communication and intent. So the second part, right? The personality. The second part is the intent. Now, the intent specifies the bot's primary objective, such as resolving customer queries, generating leads, or providing information or booking appointments. In my case, the intent is to book appointments. So if you if we go back to the training, if we have time, whatever questions that you ask my bot, once it answers, it takes you back to, do you want me to schedule you for an appointment? Like all the time, schedule you for an appointment, schedule you for, and we're going to try that. Hopefully, we have enough time to do that. And so the intent is to make sure that, the AI brings the conversation back to the purpose. Some examples: revolving queries, focus on answering customer questions, right? And generating leads, guide conversation towards lead generation and conversion. So the additional information part is, which is the third part that the prompt needs, is the additional information allows you to provide specific instructions, which is not general, specific to customize the bot response, right? And so you can say that if they say this, then say that. If they say that, say this. Those kind of, and then, right? And then once you have the bot, you can have, you can automate this. So this is the bot goal. And here, yes. So here, since we chose the appointment template, right? Now it's using the ChatGPT 4.1. You can use 4.1 mini. You can use ChatGPT 5, which means it's going to burn more credit. 5 mini. So, recommended one is this one. You are not doing any serious reasoning. Everything is provided to them already, so you don't have to do that. But because this is an appointment chatbot, it also has some other actions that we can add to it, right? And so we can trigger an appointment booking. That is what I showed you. So if I select this, what it's going to ask is that it's going to connect to check my calendar and check also my scheduling application. Whatever I have in there is going to select that. So we select the calendar. Let's say I want Stephen O'Henry's calendar. It says it's inactive. So let's see scorecard. That is also inactive. Let's do AI. Yeah, so I schedule this, I pick this calendar, I proceed, and then there are a couple of other things that I want to do. Don't book appointments, only send the link. I can decide that, okay, I won't let them book the appointment by themselves, but I will send them a link. And this is all automation. Pause the bot after booking. I usually do this once they book the appointment. I want them to stop. Um, Trigger workflow after booking. Yes, I trigger a workflow after booking, and that workflow, and I said there are so many automations, we call them workflows, right? Which are in the back end, which are pre-configured. And if you have email or SMS campaigns, if you want to send emails and SMS WhatsApp messages like promos and discounts and all those kind of stuff. You have to put them in an automation, and automation is like a step-by-step flow of what needs to happen after certain conditions are met. And so, for instance, in this case, the condition is that when an appointment is booked, right away, I want you to enter this client or lead into this booked appointment nurturing funnel or automation or workflow. They are all the same, right? Now, what's going to happen is that just as when somebody goes to my Facebook and fill out the forms on my ad, or maybe they go to my website, they fill out a contact form and all that kind of stuff. It's the same way if they come and chat with this guy and we get their phone number, email, and all that, we can book an appointment automatically, which is going to be populated on our calendar. Send them an email, and so let's do that real quick, and we will be done. So I'm not going to save this one, but you get the whole point. This is how you set up a chatbot like that. So now I've connected it to a workflow, and I can even connect it to another workflow. So once this is finished, another workflow begins, and it's just you can do a lot of things, a lot of chain reactions. Once this one finishes, it triggers another one, and then another one triggers another. But and that is where you get the agents in there, and that will be the next level, going to the agent where they will be doing stuff. So you can have agents, 3 or 4 agents on in your software that are just your employees. This is crazy, guys. And so let's test this real quick before I go, before we wrap this up. And so we go to bot goals, um, conversation AI agent list, and then we go to appointment setter, and let me bot training. So hey, can you schedule an appointment? I don't mind. It will know. Schedule an appointment for Friday, 12 p.m. EST. Let's see. I set it up in such a way that it doesn't allow multiple bookings in 24 hours or 48 hours. I'm not sure. So the slot you are looking to book. So listen to this, right? You are looking. So I said, can you schedule me an appointment for Friday, 12 p.m.? You are looking to book an appointment for Friday at 12 p.m. EST. The slot is available Friday, 13th, blah, 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 blah. Would you like me to book you for that time? Yes, please. Yes, please. Go ahead. Thanks. Remember, I didn't give all the specific instructions to my chatbot. I just provided it with the web script and also provided it with FAQs, and that's it. So, I mean, we are still in the training mode, so I will be giving thumbs up for everything. And so he said, you are all set. Your appointment, you are all set, demo. Your appointment is booked for today, for Friday, 13th, the 13th at 12 p.m. If you have any other questions or need further details before your appointment, just let me know. Okay, great. Now let's go and check my CRM if I have that appointment. Now, first of all, I'll go to my contacts. Let's see if we have that. So as you can see here, I didn't give, because we are testing, I didn't provide my name and phone on that form, but this is how it looks like. This is how it would have come up, right? This will come up like this. Um, So first of all, it has tagged me booked a call. So this is going to put me in that automation, that book a call automation. So as you can see here, it has added me to this automation workflow. That means that I'm going to receive all the emails that comes into this, right? Now, because this is a test, it's not sending all the real-time emails that it's supposed to send. Usually I should have seen one here because I played with this before I come live. I have to test everything to make sure everything works. And so the way the system is set up, it's not going to send them another one, and it might not even book the appointment. But let's see here. So yeah, it's booked the appointment for 12, as we said, assigned user is me. So I'm the one who is going to, if you have like 10 employees, one of them might be picked up for this appointment to go and do the call. So yeah, this is how this whole thing works. And if I should go to my calendar, I should see this, under normal circumstance, I should see this on my calendar. And this is it, Friday, right? This is all done. This would have been done on the website without me, without a staff talking to somebody, without anybody talking to anybody. Guys, if this was very, you know, um, useful, if this was valuable to you, if you learned something today, please drop I'm pumped in the chat. I'm pumped because I've been talking, 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 talking. So I haven't had enough time to interact with you guys. But yeah, type I'm pumped. I'm pumped. And let's go back to our demo to finish what we started. And so, mhm, yeah. So as you can see, just to recap what we did today, um, just to recap what we did today, we talked about the topic for today was build an AI chatbot in 45 minutes. And during this session, what we talked about was to go down to the basics. We discussed chat widgets. We talked about, 6 different types of chat widgets. And then we went on to talk about AI chatbots and what the difference between chatbots and AI agents and what have you, and how to set this up in Go High Level CRM tool. And the benefits of being able to do this, you are going to increase your your leads, the number of your leads, you are going to multiply that by 20 to 30%. You are also going to reduce your bounce rate and your reject rates by about 20%. And you are capturing leads whether you are asleep or you are busy doing something. And you can set appointments. You can do so much with this tool for just a fraction of that. And if you are a freelancer or somebody who helps other businesses, then this tool is for you, because guess what? You can be giving this as a service, as part of the services that you provide, right? Um, Building chatbots for businesses. This is huge. I mean, last 2 years, this was crazy. People were building just this chatbot for 5K, 3K, 4K, 5K. Now what? We can build this in 45 minutes, but people are still charging 3,000, 4,000 just to do this. So if you are there, if you are a young person, you don't have any job, and with all this AI revolution and all these tools around, if you are not able to grab something and run with it, then you don't have anybody to blame but yourself. There is no more excuse for anybody, business owners, agency owners, parents, dads, moms, students, uh, you know employed, unemployed. Nobody has any excuse right now, because there are so many free tools, free resources out there that you can start with to make money, and then you can build on the paid one. And so, if this was very valuable to you, and you are going to do something with it, please type that I will use this skill um, this week. I will use this skill this week. Just type it in the chatbot, so I know that at least one person is listening to me. That is the most important thing, I want from this. If only one person is listening to me, that is good enough for me. And so, are you ready to transform your business and engage with your customers? Are you ready to help your customers by building them chatbots? Are you going to implement this in your business to serve your customers better? Yeah. If this is your first time and you are not subscribed to this channel, please do the right thing by hitting the subscribe button. Also, share this with any business owner that you know this is going to help them to increase their leads and their customers and revenue. And somebody who is struggling and doesn't have a job, and is a little bit tech savvy. If they can use Facebook and WhatsApp, please help them, share this video with them, so that they can also see what they can do. That suite of tools that can help other businesses. And if you like this video, please like this video, and also comment in the comment section below, not in the chat, but in the comment section below. I answer all your questions, and share with your network. For the resources, if you are looking to test this tool, I have the link, the affiliate link in the description below. You can take it for a 14-day test drive and see whether this is something that you really like, or you want to use it in your business, or to help your customers. Let me know. If you also think that this is too much for you, you want to focus on your business, and let us do it for you. We can do it for a fraction of the fee, and we are going to do a wonderful job for you. I'm also going to provide that link for you to contact us and let us know how we can help you. If you uh, getting go high level and you have more questions about this tool and how you can leverage it for your use case, please don't hesitate to ask it in the comment section below. And thank you very much, and I hope to see you next week. As usual, I'm going to bring a banger. I don't talk about it, but I will let you know by the weekend or first thing Monday morning. And until we meet again, same time next week, namaste. Thank you, guys. Go and build something great for you and your customers. All right. Bye bye. Thank you for your time.